Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty crucial for, well, pretty much anyone who's ever worked on a team.
Definitely.
Empowering your team members.
It's huge.
We've got some fascinating material on this sent in from you listeners. And let me tell you, it goes way beyond those typical, teamwork makes the dream work posters.
Oh, absolutely. This is next level.
We're talking about, truly unleashing potential here.
Yeah. Unlocking that hidden power.
So we're not just talking about dividing up tasks here.
No. This is about strategy. This is about figuring out what makes people tick, what makes them excited to contribute. It's about building a culture where everyone feels like they own a piece of the puzzle.
Okay, I love that analogy. And speaking of puzzles, you highlighted this idea of organizing around team strengths, which on the surface sounds pretty straightforward. But I'm betting there's a lot more to it than just, walking around being like, hey, are you good at spreadsheets? You're in charge of the budget.
Oh, you're spot on. It's way deeper than spreadsheets. It's about really understanding each team member's unique strengths, their experiences, their passions, what they naturally gravitate towards. Actually, there's this really insightful example in one of the articles you sent. A software development team where the lead developer, total coding whiz, but absolutely hated presentations, totally froze up.
I know that feeling.
Right. So they paired him with the lead tester, who is a natural communicator, to head up client demos. Total rock star.
Smart move.
By recognizing those individual strengths, they were able to maximize everyone's potential.
And I bet morale skyrocketed too.
Absolutely. Think about it. How much more effective could your team be if you did the same thing?
It's like instead of forcing everyone into predefined roles, you're assembling a dream team, right?
Yeah.
Each player in their perfect position.
Exactly. And that right there leads us perfectly to our next point. Accountability.
Okay, now I'll be honest. The phrase task accountability sometimes makes me think of micromanaging and spreadsheets and...
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
It can sound kind of like a drag.
Yeah. But what I'm getting from this material is that it's actually about something very different.
Totally. It's about fostering a culture of responsibility, not, like you said, breathing down people's necks. And it all starts with setting crystal clear expectations, everyone understanding their role and how it impacts the big picture.
So it's less about, like I said, ticking boxes on a to-do list and more about
Ownership. Team members proactively solving problems, seeking help when needed, even suggesting improvements.
there's that initiative.
That's empowerment in action.
Absolutely. And speaking of empowerment, let's talk about something you specifically asked us to dig into. How much decision-making power should team members actually have?
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one.
Yeah.
And this whole section on decision-making authority, it really resonated with me. How do
Right.
you find that balance between, giving people autonomy and making sure things stay on track?
It's a tough one. It's a delicate dance, for sure. The real key here, I think, is being able to assess individual capacity. Because not everyone's ready to make the same level of decisions at the same time.
Right, makes sense. So how do you, practically figure out who gets to make which calls?
Well, the material we have here, it suggests starting small. Maybe someone gets to approve expenses up to a certain amount, right? And then gradually, as they gain more experience and build confidence, you expand their authority. It's all about trust, really, building that trust over time.
Gradual empowerment. I like it.
And here's something that I think often gets overlooked in these conversations. Stakeholders. Bringing them into the loop when relevant can be incredibly valuable.
Well, that's a really good point about stakeholders. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the internal team dynamics that we forget about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
So it seems like what we're really talking about here, this whole deep dive, is about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to actually contribute their best, not just, follow orders.
100%. It's about creating a space where people feel valued, heard, and trusted to make decisions.
Exactly.
And, it's not a one-time thing either. Empowerment. It's an ongoing process. It's about nurturing talent, fostering that sense of ownership, and adapting to the needs of your team as you go.
This has been so eye-opening. And you know what strikes me? I think this idea, this whole empowerment thing, it extends way beyond just traditional work teams.
Oh, yeah.
These principles we've been talking about, understanding strengths, fostering accountability, sharing decision-making, they're applicable to families, to volunteer groups, even just a group of friends planning a trip.
Absolutely.
It's a recipe for positive collaboration anywhere.
It really is.
It's about empowering those around you to create something amazing, whatever that might be. So as you go about your day, think about this. What can you empower others to do?
What a great question to end on.
Until next time, keep diving.